It's a gorgeous day. As they say, just another beautiful day in the villages. What am I doing? See, today's news day, ain't it? Oh, I know what I want to do. I want to give a shout out to Chris and Andrea, subscribers of mine that I accidentally run into yesterday. I had to go up to Sonny's Barbecue up at Sumter Landing yesterday evening. Friends of ours from Indiana are heading back early this morning for the summer. Be back again next winter. And we went up to have dinner with them to say goodbye. And Chris, we were standing out on the sidewalk there kind of talking, saying goodbye. And Chris had approached us and introduced himself, him and his wife. And we talked for, I don't know how long we talked. Seemed like quite a while. I felt like I was bothering him after a while. But anyway, he was from England, somewhere in England. Don't remember the town. And he said he came to the villages to look at it because of my videos. I don't know what to say about that. Thanks. But he was looking around. He said he didn't like Finney, and that's good. That's fine. But he did like Sumter Landing area. And I think his wife said that they also went up to Spanish Springs and looked at that area up there. So, I think it's at Brownwood. Yeah, I think they told me they'd been to all 3 different squares and checked the areas out. And they didn't care for Finney. And so he was telling me where he come from, when he's going to retire, and all this and that. And we had a really nice conversation. I really appreciate it. And he brought me, I can't believe this. The guy flies here from England. I mean, follow my story here. He flies in from England. He sees my videos. He thinks we're going to go check the villages out. He rents a place. He did what I suggested. Rent a place, got a golf cart, and I guess he's had a great time. He's going back this Saturday. So he's still here. I may run into him again. So he leaves with the anticipation that maybe he'd run into me. Maybe. Now, the villages isn't a small place. The odds of running into me anywhere is really, not good. But it happens. And he goes and he buys something, and I really appreciate this because I'm not going to use it. It's in part of my collection. I'm going to hang on to it. In the anticipation if he runs into me, he wants to give me this little gift for me doing my videos, which you don't have to do anything, but anything that you do, I can't tell you enough how much I do appreciate it. And so he goes to an exclusive country club, I believe in Scotland. I could be wrong here, and if I am, I'm sorry, but we've talked about Scotland, some other places, but I believe this is in Scotland. It's not open to the public at all. It's members only. He works for a company that I guess is a member, and so as an employee of that company, he has access to this country club. And it's called Glen Eagles, I think that's what it says, Glen Eagles. Comes in a nice little pouch. And then when you open it up inside, it has an introductory card. I mean, this is going to be class right off the get-go, right? Has their website on the back, and it has a little introductory of who they are and how their history. And then inside is this, what I believe it looks gold-plated. A gold-plated wheel. Golfers know what that is. It's in a nice little sealable bag here, and then it has information on the back, their website and stuff. I'm not going to use this, Chris. No offense to you, but I appreciate this. And I keep everything that people get me, unless I eat it or drink it. I keep it. Cards, letters, I've got them. I do. I don't know why I keep them all, but I just do. And this is going, I've got a golf ball collection in there of special golf balls that I played on exclusive courses over a period of time, and I've always kept a souvenir ball. And then I've got a couple of balls in there where I've made some really neat shots. And so I'll label the ball, what golf course that I made this eagle on. The last one I made was an eagle. And so I put the name of the golf course on the ball, the date that I done it, the yardage of the hole, things like that. Then I take a picture of me on the green retrieving the ball, and then down here my name was in the paper here for making an eagle on a par 4 hole here, and I clip that out and I put it in my little golf ball shelf thing. I keep all that stuff. It doesn't mean anything to anybody else but me. This is going in my collection. I'm not gonna use that. And I'm also going to keep this one too. I know this one's unwrapped because you wanted me to use that. And I really seriously thought about it. But then the more I kept looking at it, I think I'm going to keep it. I'm going to hang that in there too. So I do appreciate it. Let's get on with the news. Not even sure how much news I got left. Had to cut this thing twice. Damn camera. I had like 30 minutes of news and I was going to go edit it. I mean, I turned 30 down into 15. And for some reason I had no volume. You see my ugly head, you see my mouth running like, you know, crazy. No volume. I don't know what happened. You get anywhere from 5 to 10 inches of rain. I mean, when it rains, it rains. But they do things here that the water runs off quickly, very quickly here, because this is a completely planned community from the ground up. And water control is at the top of the list when they go moving dirt. Well, sand. And here, after I sat here during the hurricane, and no flooding, we didn't even lose electricity. The winds was basically the concern. The rain was a concern, but I mean, in a concern such as it rained so much, the ground was so wet that, and the wind was so strong that trees would literally fall over, and in some cases the wind was so strong that newly planted bushes and things, the wind just blew them over. But you know, when you think about a hurricane, that's really minimal nothing. So we had no problem. But what happened there was they couldn't pump water out. They depend on the pumps up there. They couldn't pump the water out of the retention ponds over to the bigger lakes, and then they pump them further when they need to out of there to, it's all underground piping. They pump from there over to a larger lake, and right behind us here, maybe that's what helped us, I don't know, but right behind us here is Evans Prairie. It's not a prairie. It drives me nuts. It's not a prairie. It is a huge swamp. And so all of our water probably went in there. So we had no problem at all. Their pumps up there is run by electricity to pump that water out. And it keeps the whole area, you know, basically dry. And apparently they lost power. But when they lost power, they lost pump. Now, I understand we're in the middle of Florida, and we don't generally have the problems that coastal communities have when it comes to major storms. But just for backup, I would have thought that the villages, the safety commissions here in town, the local safety people, the CD people, all these people would have said, you got to have at least a backup system here. People's homes has got it. I know people that have them installed in their homes. I'm not sure we're going to need them here, but they want to do that. And I understand that. I don't understand why we didn't have a backup station at that pump up there. That should have been installed many, many, many years ago. But I got to tell you, the Villages really disappoints me in some cases like that. That's just cheapness to me. They spend millions and millions and millions of dollars putting road in infrastructures. They sell the bonds to get more money to get things done. Amenity fees are being paid to get things done, and then they cheap out. They won't buy, $50,000 worth of a backup system up there. And I'm just saying that number. I don't know what it is. But, just to protect people's property. They won't spend the extra money to put in a hot tub at rec centers here and there, which I think is ultra cheap. You go to any hotel in America, there's a hot tub. You go, anywhere, there's hot tubs everywhere, especially in retirement communities, for God's sake. And they won't put them down here and anywhere else. They decided they're not doing that anymore. They're cheaping out. Up north, they started when they sold houses. Houses came completely furnished without furniture, but you had a washer and dryer in every house. You had window blinds in every house. So basically all you needed to do is bring furniture in and you were good to go. Now down here, no washer and dryer. Half the homes down here don't have window blinds in them when you buy them brand new. There's nothing in them. Some of the homes have an outside code key thing to open the garage door. Some of them don't. They decided that extra $50 for that little code thing there, we're not putting that on there. I don't get it. I mean, you spend $250,000 on a house and I don't have some kind of cheap window blind, something? No. Wi-Fi. I can go to McDonald's anywhere in America and get free Wi-Fi. But here, where we pay the amenity fees and maintenance fees and all them fees, and the only Wi-Fi we get is at a regional rec center, and they're trying to keep it to residents only, so you got to have a residence ID plus their golf ID number, and they punch it in your phone, and then that allows the Wi-Fi to you get in Wi-Fi that way. But I go to my neighborhood rec center over here, and there's no free Wi-Fi. I don't get it. It's just cheapness. That's $50, $50 a month or whatever for free Wi-Fi over here. Goofy. Totally goofy as far as I'm concerned. There's just a lot of things that they do to cheap out. As I showed you in some of the homes down there. Some of the homes didn't even have ceiling fans in their lanai. $100 is a big deal. I mean, that's going to make that big of a difference, or if somebody buys that house or don't buy that house, is an extra $100 for a couple of cheap fans, because these fans ain't expensive. They're all the same. They're all, they're cheap, and they don't put them in. It just boggles my mind, that they do that. They cram these houses. They get as many as they possibly can on an acre of ground. We don't have enough space in between our houses mostly, and here's the problem you have with that. By getting houses, my house is next to, say, Donnie's garage, and my garage is next to Bob over here, his garage. So as far as me hearing Donnie or him hearing me, or we don't hear each other, even though we're close, we don't hear each other. We really don't. That part's fine. But depending on what direction your house sets, and it really doesn't make any difference, it all changes, but we don't really get sunlight between me and Bob over here. And me and Donnie were a little better there, but really not that much. So between me and Bob, grass won't hardly grow between our houses. We both walk between our houses a lot to get back and forth to the backyard and mow the grass and stuff like that. The grass dies. And we replaced it last year. And I noticed this year already, 1/3 of it's gone already again. It just turns into dirt. There's nothing there. Me and Donnie, it looks kind of spotty, but it does grow. So it's okay. So the only thing we found that even grows between me and Bob, it's an invasive type grass that we're really not supposed to have here. This is zoysia here, and that's all our deed restriction says we can have. Zoysia won't grow over here. So this Augustine grass, which is, it's really not a grass, it's a viney kind of thing, but anyway, it does grow over here. But the problem with that is, it's evasive. It doesn't stay between the houses. And you can't hardly spray any kind of weed killer on it to control it, because it's a grass. and it's a derivative of grass, so if I spray anything on it to keep control of it, I kill the zoysia. So it's almost impossible to control, but it's the only thing that will grow over there. So we're perplexed. We don't know what to do. Bob would suggest maybe just to tear it all out and have pavers put in like a walkway between the two of our houses. And I told him as long as we could do it and do it right, I'm up for it. I said, I'll pay half the cost, you want to pay half the cost, let's do it, let's get it done, make it look decent. Well, we haven't done anything yet because Bob says, well, I thought maybe we could just do it. We'll just buy the materials and we'll do it. Well, with my back and everything, I said, that ain't happening. I'm not getting on my knees and I'm not shoveling dirt and I'm not doing it. It's just that we'll hire somebody to do it, but I'm not doing it. So as of right now, we haven't done anything. So the village gets kind of cheap on a lot of things, and such as insulation above your garage. How cheap is that? They're building the house, they're up there anyway, they're spraying insulation everywhere, and then they don't put it above your lanai, and they don't put it above your garage. Goofy. Dumb. I often wonder, I wonder if them $1 million houses has got insulation blowed above their garage and their lanais. So them pumps should have been in place many years ago. They've lucked out for 20 some years now, never had a problem. So now they had a problem, now they want to address it. You ever notice that? Why people do that? You got a problem on a street. I hate street parking. I don't like it. I hate it with a passion. You can't do that here. The workers come by though, they got to park on the road to mow your grass, you know, but they're here, they're gone, nobody cares. But some people want to park on the street permanently, like it's their own private driveway. It's a street, for God's sake. It's not your private driveway. And here all it takes is a complaint and your car's going to come off that road. It happens here and there. Dogs, kids, these golf carts, they all come backing out or running out in the street from a driveway. If there's a car parked there, nobody's going to see it. Nobody's going to pay attention around here. People are running around with their cell phone in their ear. They're not listening. They're not watching. Somebody's dog's going to get hit. Somebody's grandchild's going to get hit. Or somebody's going to run into your car when you're trying to back out into the road with your golf cart, and a car comes around a corner and he don't see you because you're behind that car. That's why I hate it. I hate it. And it makes the street look trashy. You know, I don't live in a city no more, and I don't want to put up with it anymore. Summerfield woman arrested on DUI charge after trying to blame tooth pain on the crash. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, officer, but I got this tooth pain and I couldn't see where I was driving. Summerfield woman was arrested on a charge of driving under the influence after trying to blame tooth pain for a crash on Sunday in Leesburg. Leesburg police responded to East North Boulevard and Newell Hill Road to investigate the two-vehicle crash. Upon arrival, officers had to direct both drivers of the vehicles to move to the Live Blue Crab parking lot since both vehicles are causing road obstruction. Police made contact with 27-year-old Nakina Jane Bard, who could not stop crying. Bard told officers she was driving a Lincoln pickup truck and stopped late, causing her to collide into the rear of a GMC pickup truck. The crash resulted in minor damages to both vehicles. While interviewing Bard, officers noticed that she was repeatedly swaying and had slurred speech. She also could not coherently explain how the crash happened. She was asked if she was currently taking medications or experiencing sleep deprivation. She blamed a rotten tooth for causing her severe pain and influencing her behavior. She also stated that she took 4 Advil. A passenger in Bard's vehicle told deputies that she occasionally smokes marijuana and takes antidepressant medication when asked about Bard's behavior. Due to suspicion of Bard driving under the influence, deputies asked if she would perform field sobriety, to which she agreed to. After failing the exercise, Bard was placed under arrest and transported to Leesburg Police Department, where she provided breath samples. $1,000 bond. See, DUI does not mean drunk. She was not being charged for drinking. She's charged for driving under the influence. In this case, sounds like the influence of Advil or maybe marijuana. I don't know. Local golf instructor ordered to anger management. Anyway, this just in. It just came in while I was charging the battery a little bit. Father shoots, kills adult son at home in Mariana Villas. Remember I was reading the one about in Collier? The no arrest, but they were investigating the death, a shooting death, whatever. A father shot and killed his adult son Wednesday night at their home in the Mariana Villas in the villages of Collier. Sumter County Sheriff's Office Communications Center received a call at 7:35 p.m. in reference to a shooting that occurred in the village of Collier. Deputies responded to the scene where they determined a father shot his adult son. The son was pronounced dead at the scene. This is an ongoing investigation. At this time, no charges have been filed, the sheriff's office said in a statement issued Thursday morning. So there's more to the story. He's not been arrested, so, let's not make judgmental calls yet.